What is up, and good afternoon, everybody. It is Aaron Cates. I'm coming at y'all with another video today. Now, I hope you had a wonderful Friday. It is the weekend for most of us. I know some of you guys out there work weekends, but for the rest of us, it is the weekend. And today's video is something I got asked the other night, and I said happy Friday to y'all. It is actually Tuesday for me when I'm recording this, but you were watching on Friday. But I had someone ask me a question last night, and at first I was kind of like,
this is common sense, like, you should know this.
But after thinking more, I was like,
it might just be common sense to me, but it is a serious question for somebody else.
So, not going to judge anybody, because anybody could have this problem, and I'm here to help you. And the question was, what size leveling kit do I need for my truck? Because everyone knows there are half-inch leveling kits, 1-inch leveling kits, 1.5 inch, 2-inch, 2.5 inch, 3-inch, and I think 3-inch is about the max. Then it goes to a 3.5 inch lift kit like Rough Country sells, or 4-inch, or so on from there. So, with this being said, as you guys know, I have the 2-inch MaxTrax lift springs on my truck. That is them right here, the powder coated silver lift springs. Now, since I have a 6-inch Rough Country lift on my truck, I cannot put a actual leveling kit on it. How a leveling kit works for a coil spring is basically a spacer that goes in the top of the coil spring bucket, or they have a horseshoe design that sometimes goes in the lower control arm, but that coil spring spacer goes on top of that coil spring, putting more tension on it, therefore lifting the front end of the truck from being like this to this, or sometimes like that. And I got asked the question, what size do I need? And this varies for different trucks, because some trucks have more rate in the front end, and if you're running a 4-wheel drive truck, because I know like Dodge Rams are still coil spring in the front, whether they're 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive, and lots of newer vehicles are now onto coilovers, like the newer Chevys. And a coilover is kind of still the same method. It is a spacer that goes on the top, and the coilover actually bolts into that. So, they're all kind of similar, except for the older torsion bar trucks. There you get into different keys. You have your normal torsion bar keys, and then you have, they're called 3-inch torsion bar keys. But really all it is it's a different cutout in the center of that torsion key, which therefore puts that bar at a different angle, therefore dropping the lower control arm differently. But either way, you're still putting your front end out of alignment, which you will need an alignment after a leveling kit, and you're putting your front end components at harsh angles. Now, I'm not saying that you're putting them at such a harsh angle you're going to break things. So what I'm saying is normal things come from factory almost flat, like your CV axles and your upper and lower control arms. They come just about flat. Like your upper control arm's going to have a little bit of angle to it, but that's normal. When you put a leveling kit on things, you're changing the geometry of the front end, so things are going to go down. To get to the basic point of this story, how you want to find out what size leveling kit you need, or you should get based on what you're wanting, is you want to go to your rear wheel well. So this is the back of the truck, and you want to come in and you want to measure the distance from your tire to your wheel well. It's probably about 12 3/4 inches, so it's right around a foot to 13 inches. And so you want to take your number, so say mine is 13 inches from here to here, and if I didn't have a leveling kit on my truck and I came up here and I then measured up here, and it was 11 inches distance from my front tire, the front of the truck, from my front tire to my wheel well. If I didn't have this leveling spring in here, I would say it would be about 10 or 11 inches. And that would tell me if I want it completely level, I need a 2-inch leveling kit, which leveling kits vary, because you can buy a 2-inch leveling kit and it can either lift your truck 2 inches, or sometimes it can lift it higher than 2 inches, and it can also put it right below 2 inches. So that's something to take into consideration. And I apologize for the wind noise right now. There is some wind blowing, but that is something to take into consideration, that a leveling kit is not going to be exact. With most lift kits, you get kind of an exact ballpark of how high your truck's going to go up, because they can't guarantee, because all trucks are made just a little bit differently. So a 2-inch leveling kit could either lift the truck 3 inches in the front, or it could lift it 1.5 inches, or it could lift it that spot on 2 inches. So, like I said, mine, originally before I had the body lift on, I had a gap in my wheel well that was about, I want to say, it was 7 3/4 inches on the driver's side, and it was 9 3/4 inches in the back. So I had a 2-inch gap, and I put 2-inch lift springs on it, and now my front actually sits about 1/2 inch higher than my rear. So I picked it up about 2.5 inches, and that's what I'm trying to say is you could buy an 1.5 inch leveling kit, and it could either lift it 1 inch, or it could lift it 2 inches, or it could lift it 2.5 inches. There's no telling. So if you're wanting to go as high as possible, I suggest a 3-inch lift. If you're wanting to get as close to level as you can, I suggest sticking in that 1.5 to 2 inch range. And that kind of just gives you an idea of what you're wanting to do. So, to the person that messaged me last night, there's your answer. I told you last night, but here's another answer for you. It is now in a video form rather than a message. But that's kind of, man, I swear, there's a bug that flies into me every time I'm recording a video for y'all. Every single time a bug just flies into me. You know, I saw the bee that flew like right amidst of my ear in the video the other day when I installed the actual tow mirrors on the truck right here. You guys saw that. I slowed it down. Actually, that was a wasp that just flew by. Okay, so I had a bee, a wasp, I had a fly the other day. I cut it out, but there was a fly the other day. But back to the topic. I get so off track so fast. But that is the point of this whole video, is what size leveling kit you should get. Because some people want, like my truck, let me show you, because like I said, my driver, I don't know if I actually said it, my driver's side sits lower than my passenger side. So let me show you from the passenger side. See how the front on this side looks like it's sitting just a little bit higher than that back? So if you're wanting just a little bit of that Cali lean or Carolina squat or whatever you want to call it, then I suggest going with a 3-inch leveling kit. If you're wanting to sit just about as close to level as you can, I'd say 1.5 inches to 2 inches. If you want it to come close to level but not quite level, I suggest 1.5 inches at most. If you can find a 1-inch leveling kit, then I really suggest it. And if you're running torsion bars on your truck, say you have a 4-wheel drive older like Silverado like this, you will have torsion bars, and some 2-wheel drives come with torsion bars in these years. So instead of buying a leveling kit, I just suggest just cranking those torsion bars, because you're going to be doing the same thing with a leveling kit. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Yeah, you get more out of those 3-inch keys, but you're still maxing out your components. People are like, oh, it's got 3-inch keys in it, and they're not cranked at all. Well, it's basically fully, like, half cranked stock keys. So if you're gonna put a leveling kit on it and you have torsion bars, I just suggest just cranking them. But that's me. If you crank them and you don't like the ride quality, then uncrank them and put 3-inch keys in it. But leveling kits do ride a little bit stiffer. That was something else they asked me the other night, is does it change the ride quality? And it's not drastic. It's not like you're going from a Cadillac to a dump truck. As you know, most trucks do not ride like a Cadillac. So if you have something that rides like a Cadillac, do not put a leveling kit on it. But most trucks don't ride super smooth stock from factory. It's a truck. You're not in a luxury vehicle. You're in a pickup truck. I mean, just look at it. But most pickup trucks don't ride smooth as it is. So a leveling kit's really not going to change anything. And a lot of companies like ReadyLift and Zone and things like that will sell. I bet that wind is tearing y'all up. Most companies will sell like higher quality shocks to come in with your leveling kit. So like the leveling kit I have, I got 2-inch lift springs, and it didn't come with new shocks. But I've seen multiple videos of Zone, ReadyLift, Rough Country, and things like that that come in with higher quality shocks than your stock shocks. That way it kind of replaces that ride quality. Now, if you're going to put a leveling kit on and then you plan on lifting it down the road, don't waste your money and buy super expensive shocks. Just buy the leveling kit and run the leveling kit. Your stock shocks are not going to make that big of a difference. But if you want your truck to go from rating like so to looking like this, with this wonderful leveled out, partially squatted Silverado, then go get a leveling kit. I mean, the thing is people are always like, well, I don't want to buy it and then waste my money. Buy it from Amazon, buy it from eBay. I know eBay has a 30-day money-back guarantee. Amazon, order at Amazon Prime. Sometimes it'll just be like $10 more. And you guys remember the video I did of these 7-inch lift springs? I put those in, I took them back out when they didn't work, and I sent them back to Amazon, got a full refund. No questions asked, nothing. Got a full refund of my money, and I got to try out the lift springs. They didn't work, and I sent them back. I mean, yeah, I don't like doing that because I'm basically wasting your company's time, but if you buy a leveling kit and you're like, oh, I don't like the way this rides, or it won't go in, if it's a leveling kit for your truck, it will go in. Sometimes it's just really hard, and that's something a lot of people don't understand, is because I've heard multiple people like, oh, I couldn't get it in. I'm telling you, it is possible. It was made for your truck. You can get it in. What I'm saying, get a leveling kit, try it out. If you don't like it, send it back. No harm, no foul. And if you did it and you love it, then you can thank me later. And if you do get it and you do love it, then you should definitely hit that subscribe button, because, guys, we're growing. Getting a lot of support from you guys. It means the world to me. I can't thank you guys enough for all the support I'm getting. I'm putting a lot of time and effort into this, and it's really starting to pay off. Alright, I gotta quit walking around, because I know I hate when other YouTubers do that. But thank you guys so much for the support. I can't explain to you how much it means to me that you guys are hitting the subscribe button, hitting the bell, liking the videos. You guys are leaving comments. Been getting messages from you guys, should I do this to my truck, and I see you have this done on your truck, how do you like it? Or just people to message me and say that they appreciate what I'm doing because they were trying to find something, and my video is the only one on YouTube that they could find on doing it, and they want to thank me for making that video. And that is the sole purpose I started this channel, was that exact reason, because a lot of these things that I was trying to do to my truck, I could not find anywhere online, and I kind of just had to order it and find out if it worked or not. So that's what I did, and I just recorded it. That way you guys would know, because I know in my mind I'm not the only one out there that thinks this way. There's going to be someone else out there that thinks the same thing you're thinking. We're all entrepreneurs, guys. We're all going to try and think outside of the box and try and do things differently. And if you're that type of person, you should hit that subscribe button down below. I'm telling you that now, because we're going to have a lot in common. Thank you all for watching the video. Let me know if you've got a leveling kit on your truck, you're thinking about putting a leveling kit on your truck, if this video changed your mind on leveling kits, if you're going to order a leveling kit because of this video, let me know down below. Go follow me on IG at Aaron Cates, and I will catch y'all in the next video.
I pull up, all the kids screaming, whoa, whoa. They eyes popping, jaws